Did you ever have moments where like that, the depression and the sense of separation
Oh yeah.
kind of happened? What was that like?
That's hard. That's hard. Like going, like the baby, for example, co-parenting at a very young age is, oof, it's hard. It's very hard. And you kind of don't know what to do with yourself when they're not home. So you kind of like figure it out. But yeah, that's probably the hardest thing is co-parenting. I hate you. That's one thing I had to learn. You know, and I learned it through the years, unfortunately. That's just what I've had to do with the girls' dads. The easiest way to co-parent is kind of befriend them, you know, after years of, you know, hurting each other and heartache and, you know, divorce and ugly divorces of that, you know, it's really hard to get to that point. But once you do, I can honestly say, if my car was to break down, I can call them and they will pull up, you know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. Like they do have fantastic dads. So I can't, you know, take that away from them at all. But it takes a long time to get to that point, you know? But once you get to that point, it's like, it's a lot easier. So I am a competitive strong woman. Been doing it for about 8 years, 9 years. So we ended up there. We've been doing it for a little while now. I started off with CrossFit. Got real serious into it when my dad passed. And then I was never good at running. No endurance, like absolute trash. But I'm strong, so I can pick up anything you want me to. So I had a coach at the gym at the time convince me to try it out. Ended up loving it. Ended up doing really well at it pretty quickly. So kind of stuck. My dad was a competitive bodybuilder when he was in the military, and then also when he met my mom. And they both did, well, my mom did bikini and then he did bodybuilding. So he was the big buff dad taking me to school when I was little. When my dad passed, it was shortly after I had Khaleesi, my 11-year-old. And I was extremely unhappy, like postpartum, overweight. Then I get hit with my dad passing, with not having much closure. We didn't have a good relationship. So there was a competition, I want to say like 3 weeks after he passed, 3-4 weeks. And I signed up his first CrossFit competition, and I decided to do it. And I won. It was a scaled competition, nothing crazy, but I did it for him, in honor of him. And when I went to Puerto Rico to basically like clean out his stuff and everything, I was going through his health books, and he was the guy who ate the garlic cloves, and it made me regret not having those hard conversations before he passed. And I kind of just wanted to prove to him in my own way. It was my own way of mourning, training. I was never into sports. Well, I lie. I was into sports when I was little, but never into bodybuilding, never into like strength training or weights. And he always tried to push me. He like when we were younger, and him and my mom didn't have a good relationship, so he was gone for a long period of my life. And during that time, I didn't have any guidance in that. So when he passed, it was like, all right, I enjoy this. This is my way of connecting with my dad. It's almost like the relationship I never got to have with him, you know? And it's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure I could have learned a lot of cool stuff. When I made it to the World Championship at the Arnold Classic, Arnold's walking around, right? And Arnold was my dad's top favorite person, like actor. I mean, everything from bodybuilding, and we used to watch the movies, Terminator, and Arnold was our childhood, you know? And here I am about to compete. Arnold's sitting right over there by the judges' table. And I almost cried because I'm just like, damn, it would have been amazing for him to sit there and been able to experience that with me. So, yeah, that Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah. Honestly, from that very first scared young woman that I was, completely lost. Didn't know who I was, didn't know how to be a mom, didn't know how to be a partner. To me now, I'm just grateful for finding myself again through the journey and learning so much and being able now to share that with my daughters and other women that I'm around with and I surround myself with, and continuing like uplifting other people. And I had to go through that, you know, and I just feel like I wouldn't be me without that. So don't give up on yourself. Do not, whether you're, you know, like you said, a mom that doesn't lift, or an athlete who's scared to have a child because they're scared they're gonna lose themselves, you know, because you change, but you evolve when you become a mother. It doesn't, that's why I say never lose yourself in becoming a mother. There's so many different ways you can do it, but it's all possible. You can be the athlete mom, you know, or, you know, you could be the mom that wants to become an athlete. Like, your life doesn't end when you become a mother. It's not all about the kids, even though it's all about the kids. Just don't lose yourself. That is the biggest thing I can tell any young woman, you know, any woman, period. Whether you lose yourself in a relationship or marriage or being a mom, like, don't. As long as you're happy with yourself and you're continually finding what makes you happy, whatever avenue that is. It doesn't have to be strength training or strongman, it could be Zumba, whatever it is, find your happiness. And once you find your happiness, everything else just falls into place.